The stage is set for one of the most anticipated events on the racing calendar, Jamaica Cup Race Day 2025, scheduled for Sunday, November 16th. This day is anchored by three marquee races, the St Elizabeth Distaff, the Port Royal Sprint, and the Jamaica Cup. To build momentum, the Quick Galloper has launched its coverage with a special feature: replays of the four Jamaica Cup races, already contested, giving fans a chance to relive the drama, the triumphs, and the unforgettable moments that shaped the race's legacy. The Jamaica Cup is for 3-year-old and up horses at the Grade 1 level going 9.5 furlongs.
They're off for the Jamaica Cup. Further and Beyond gets a good start on the far side. There goes Billy Whiz, King Arthur on the premises, as they make their way now down the far side. Leave us and head to that clubhouse turn. It is Billy Whiz out on the lead, showing on it from Eroy. One of a Kind moving with Eroy. Toward the outside, Supreme Soul is very early. Roy Rogers is on the rail. King Arthur is off that lead, a length in behind him. That's Calculus. Further and Beyond staying with Calculus as they take to the back stretch. Hovercraft races toward the back of the field with Daddy Jones, and last of all, it's Crimson. They make their way coming up, flashing past the 6. Billy Whiz continues to set the splits. Can Billy Whiz go all the way? Supreme Soul has moved down into second. Eroy is close up. King Arthur now joining them. One of a Kind on their heels. Calculus in a handy position, 5.5 lengths off that lead as they leave the 5. Further and Beyond now begins to get closer. Hovercraft on the outside of the grey Roy Rogers. A break of 3 lengths to Crimson now overtaking the new trailer, Daddy Jones, as they arrive at the half mile in the Jamaica Cup, and Billy Whiz maintains the advantage. King Arthur's stablemate going in chase, just 4 lengths separates them. Calculus now beginning to bubble to the boil with Eroy a half a length down on his inside as they now flash past the 3 and make their way to the 5/16th, and it is a Billy Whiz determined to go all the way with that lead. King Arthur trying to close the gap on the outside. Calculus, Eroy hugs the rail run, stepping just off it, but it is Billy Whiz maintaining the lead at the top of the stretch in the Jamaica Cup. 3/16ths of a mile to run, and the stick comes out in the right hand under Billy Whiz. Calculus now will try to make gains. Eroy right alongside, and here comes Further and Beyond, widest of those, as it is Billy Whiz with the lead. Further and Beyond now charging up on the outside. Billy Whiz battling Further and Beyond, and Further and Beyond hooks another gear close home and wins the Jamaica Cup over Billy Whiz, Calculus, Eroy, and King Arthur. They're off for the Jamaica Cup. Fair start. King Arthur gets a good one. The filly Atomica tugging for her head. Blue Vinyl doing the same on the outside. I Am Fred is right against the rail. These are tracked up now by a Miniature Man racing in behind the front runners. Calculus is kept off the fractions with Crimson on the rail. Hovercraft toward the back, and Classical Orb left all alone at the back as the filly Atomica takes the lead. That's where she wants to be, right on the rail with that lead. Blue Vinyl pressing on the outside. A half a length separates them as they leave the 7 and take to the back stretch. I Am Fred is watching them close enough in third as they run toward the final 6. 2 lengths back to King Arthur, coasting along in fourth. Calculus is a further 3.5 back as they leave the 6. A gap opens up to Miniature Man. A gap also to Hovercraft. Crimson toward the back, and Classical Orb best forgotten. The Jamaica Cup field arrive at the 5, and Atomica now opens up a length and a half. Blue Vinyl trying to stay with her. In behind them, I Am Fred needs to find some 5 lengths to get to Atomica as they charge away inside the final half mile. King Arthur needs to do more running back in fourth. Calculus is with a lot to do. Miniature Man races ahead of Crimson. Hovercraft has a mountain to climb, and Classical Orb calls a wrecker as they make the way now inside the final 3 furlongs and running toward the 5/16th. It's the super filly Atomica with that lead. She has shrugged off the attentions of Blue Vinyl under a ride. Atomica comes into the lane, and now Dane Dawkins calls for the stick in the left hand. She drifts just off the fence toward mid-track. It is Atomica, the Derby winner, who holds the upper hand. Atomica now the rider, changing the stick to the right hand. She darts back down to the rail, but she has a commanding advantage. It is Atomica, the nuclear-powered filly, is inside the final 6 5/16. This is the new queen of local racing. Atomica wins the Jamaica Cup by a gap. Crimson is second. Miniature Man is third. Hovercraft looks to be fourth over Blue Vinyl.
And they're off in the third running of the Jamaica Cup. From the fence, Runaway Algo comes out firing, and in hand second is Blue Vinyl, and up to third goes Atomica. Away in fourth is Further and Beyond. Second last early to head Cornerstone, and Miniature Man is last of the half dozen as they charge into the clubhouse turn. The three favorites almost three in line, with Runaway Algo holding inside position and the lead. Atomica forcing the issue three wide, and Patterson has a decision to make on Blue Vinyl. Will he sit or will he go with them? He's going to go with them. So the three favorites, they drop the gloves early as they complete the opening quarter. Into the backstretch as one. It's Atomica three wide, Blue Vinyl in the two path. Runaway Algo pushing along at the inside. These three have opened a big advantage on Miniature Man outside to head Cornerstone, and Further and Beyond races between as they head to the 5/8. Atomica takes the lead. She's now a neck in front of Blue Vinyl. They've gone 2.5 better than Runaway Algo. It's a big gap to Miniature Man, who's underway while fourth, then to head Cornerstone. The trailer, Further and Beyond.
As they race away now toward the final half of a mile in the Jamaica Cup, and the battle up front continues. Blue Vinyl now giving way. Atomica asked to pick it up, and Atomica now goes on as they lead the 7/16. Blue Vinyl backing out into second. Runaway Algo needs to find six to get to Atomica. A huge gap opens up to Miniature Man to head Cornerstone, and forget Further and Beyond as the pace increases at the 5/16. They're coming into the lane of the Super Filly. Atomica looking to hit 5 from 5. They're coming into it now. It's Atomica. Blue Vinyl throwing down the challenge on the outside. Atomica continues to hold the advantage in the Jamaica Cup. It's Atomica under the left-hand stick, running to the furlong pole. Blue Vinyl drifting off a true line. Atomica continues to run straight and true. A furlong to catch her. Can Blue Vinyl do it? He's the only one who can. They race toward the final 16th. It is Atomica and devastating Dane Dawkins. Atomica, the nuclear-powered filly, will take the third running of the Jamaica Cup by 3 or 4 over Blue Vinyl. Then Miniature Man, Runaway Algo to head Cornerstone, and Further and Beyond yet to finish. They're off for the Jamaica Cup. The head Cornerstone broke well on the far side, and Atomica, the mare, now travels and gets that lead. Tested early by a Julie Run as they make their way now toward the mile marker. Atomica down against the rail. Run Julie Run almost right alongside. Neo Star is the one picking up on the outside. Fearless Soul races down against the rail. Interesting times ahead, and Fun Can't Done races a team. At Atlantic Convoy races in behind them with Rhythm Buzz. Further and Beyond in the gold on the outside. Rainsville is there, and the head Cornerstone trails the field as they now make their way over onto the back stretch. Atomica rated on that lead. Neo Star pressing all the while. They've opened up a huge gap. Fun Can't Done now will have to try to get to them as they leave the 6. Atlantic Convoy and Run Julie Run race as a team. Interesting times ahead is racing there. Toward the outside, Further and Beyond now accelerating with Fearless Soul. Rhythm Buzz has a lot to find from there. Rainsville and the head Cornerstone are the trailers as they're about to arrive at the half mile in the Jamaica Cup. The tempo should increase, and Atomica now sent through. She leads up by some 3 or 4 lengths. Neo Star continues the chase. Run Julie Run is asked to close up with Fun Can't Done now beginning to accelerate. Further and Beyond has more to find, but now begins to go. Atlantic Convoy overtakes a fading Neo Star. Fearless Soul is there, but it is Atomica about to arrive at the final 5/16 in the Jamaica Cup. Can they catch her? It is Atomica. The filly, Run Julie Run, best of the rest. Fun Can't Done asked to kick in on the outside, but down the stretch it is Atomica and Dane Dawkins. Inside the final 3/16, Atomica with the lead. The brave Run Julie Run now trying to whittle away at it. Atomica out in front. Run Julie Run begins to get closer. Atomica asked to continue on inside the final 16. Dane Dawkins all over Atomica. Run Julie Run running her heart out, but Atomica wins the Jamaica Cup over Run Julie Run, Fun Can't Done, Further and Beyond, and Fearless Soul.